On your screen, you'll see a list of agenda items that we plan to cover during the session today. We'll discuss the Gifted and Talented program, the admission requirements, and resources available to distance learning students. We'll also share some information about the University of Alabama and the College of Education. Our question and answer period will be held at the end of our presentation. So if you have any questions, either during the presentation or especially when we conclude the presentation, feel free to type those questions into the chat box, like so. And we will read your questions aloud and then answer them. That way that your questions and the answers can be recorded as part of the session. And in a week or so, you will receive an email with the recorded session, a link to the recorded session in the email, and links to resources that would be helpful for you while pursuing a degree here at UA. And without further ado, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Dr. Newman.
Okay, well, again, we're so glad to have you all. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So this afternoon we're going to talk about the regular master's program because it seems that you all who are with us this afternoon already have a B certification, so therefore you would be interested in the regular master's program. It's designed for individuals who are currently working with children, and it's also designed for individuals who want to make a positive difference in challenging all students to reach their full potential. Again, we're going to skip the alternative MA since no one's interested in that, and we'll talk about the master's program, and I'll tell you just a little bit about the EDS program, but primarily we'll stay with the master's. It's for individuals who would like to teach gifted students in grades K through 12. So if you go through our program, you get a certification, Class A, which would enable you to teach in grades K through 12 in public school systems, private systems also. As far as who is eligible for the master's, if you'll notice, you need to have a Class B certification in some form of education. And in order to get the EDS, you must have a master's either in some form of education or a master's in gifted. Okay, the masters in the EDS are designed to prepare teachers to provide a variety of educational services and activities that will nurture the special needs of gifted and talented youth, and you will learn that in the program courses. The regular master's is 30 hours of credit, and it will take you approximately 5 semesters to complete the master's if you take 2 courses per semester. And we have the program set up presently so that you can take 2 courses on campus 1 Saturday a month in the fall and the spring, and then you have 2 classes in the summer term, and then you have 3 ancillary courses that you can take online or at another university with permission from us. The program format is a blended format distance learning program, and it combines face-to-face instruction on weekends as well as online assignments, plus an on-campus summer enrichment workshop. And as I mentioned, we've worked very hard to make all of our classes web-assisted so that, again, they're blended so that you have face-to-face meetings, but you also have online coursework. So that results in your coming to campus in a number of results in fewer class meetings on campus face-to-face. Now these are some sample courses that we teach. 581 is our intro course. It's Psychology of Gifted and Talented. It's kind of like an overview of everything related to gifted and talented, such as identification, programming, assessment, those types of topics. And also in the fall, we offer SPE 583, which is Creative Problem Solving Seminar. And if you'll notice, both of these courses are web assisted. Our 582 course is taught in the spring, and it's a methods course, and it's also web assisted, as well as 584, which is Special Populations and Gifted, which is taught sometimes online totally, or sometimes we teach it a blended web assisted. And then 585 is Teaching Thinking Skills. And that is taught in conjunction with the summer internship on campus. And I teach that course as well as the summer semester internship. The requirements are that with internships, you have two. You have one that's taught or that's conducted in your school if you already have a job. If you don't have a teaching position, we set you up with a mentor and you work at a school in your area. Then you also come to campus for one of the internships called Summer Enrichment Workshop. We set up a dorm for you to have housing at a very economical cost. And as I mentioned before, your other internship would take place at your school or at an accredited school if you're not already a teacher. And you don't have to be a gifted teacher. You can have a general ed position, but you can do your gifted internship in your your general ed class with your general ed students. The program format, as far as the programs, again, will include the main campus program, and that includes the face-to-face weekend classes combined with online learning and activities. So therefore, in the fall and in the spring, you would come to class one Saturday per month, and you would be able to take one class in the morning, for instance, SPE 583 in the fall, one in the morning, and in the afternoon, SPE 581. So from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, you could take two classes. And the EDS is 33 hours, and if you take two classes a semester, that's approximately 6 semesters. And I tell you that it really, really is a fast-paced program in that before you know it, you're finished. It's a very practical program as well as the master's. You're able to take the instruction and on Saturdays, take it back to your classroom and implement it on Monday morning. So that's a real, I think, a real positive feature about our program. For your EDS, of course, these are higher level classes. All of them are 600 and above. And 681 is one that's taught in the fall, and it's Issues in Gifted Ed, which gives you a good overview, again, of what's going on in Gifted Ed and all the areas of identification and programming, etc. And then 612 is a 6-hour course that is taught in the fall and the spring. And in that course, you would take program development, for instance, how would you develop a gifted program in your district, and then program evaluation. And so both of those courses tie into each other because your assessment of your program is related to, of course, your development of your program. SPE 682 is also a 6-hour class, and it is a continuation of the methods course that I mentioned, 582, in the master's program. But it's an advanced course in methods. And the students really enjoy this because we study different curriculum models, and then they apply the ones that they're interested in and use those to develop course, a mini course, on a topic of their interest. Then 613 is a special education course. You would be taking that with collaborative students, and it's consultation processing in special education. And then special education 617 is our leadership course in collaborative and gifted ed. So that tells you a little bit about those courses. If you have other questions, you can let us know. Our program is very flexible in that you can begin the program any semester that you would like to. The only caveat is that you have to take SBE 581, which is the fall course, and 582, which is the methods course, before you can do the internships. So those are the two requirements that you must have. But you can come in the spring, for instance, and take SBE 582, which is the methods course, and then return the next fall and take 581, which is really the intro course. And then again, both the internship on campus is only in the summer. The one at your school or in another school near your town is taught in the fall. So with this in mind, you can apply most any time. The requirements are, if you come into the master's program, you must have an undergraduate degree in some form of teaching from an accredited university. And we also require that you have a 3-point GPA, or at least a 3-point GPA for the last 60 hours of your degree program. You also need to take the GRE and score a minimum score of 300, or the MAT, which is the Miller's Analogy Test, and you must make 50th percentile on that test, or you're supposed to. Those are our norms. However, if you make, for instance, a 40th percentile on the MAT or a lower score on the GRE, we do have a conditional acceptance, in that if you are successful in maintaining an A or B, then you can go ahead with the program. So in conditional, if you don't meet the criteria, you can also be considered for this conditional admission. However, again, you must meet the GPA requirement or the entrance exam score requirement, and you must earn a B or better for the first 12 graduate hours. So we do have that sliding scale. If you have a really good GPA, but your score on the GRE or the MAT is not so good, then, we will accept you conditionally.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Newman. Switching gears a little bit for a moment, I wanted to speak to you all about our student services available to distance learners. As a distance learner, you have access to the same resources available to traditional campus students, and you are eligible to apply for federal financial aid. Students who are eligible for military educational assistance may use those benefits here at UA, and distance learners also have access to all university library resources as well as assistance from the Writing Center. Blackboard tutorials are also available for those of you who may not have taken an online course or who aren't familiar with our online platform, which is Blackboard. Distance students pay a flat hourly tuition rate regardless of their state of residency, and the rate doesn't include health and activity fees, which if you're interested in that, we can get you that information. But the current tuition for graduate courses is $354 per credit hour, plus any applicable course fees and books. Now, if you're interested in the EDS program, it's a weekend program, so that would main campus rates apply for that program. The College of Continuing Studies offers scholarships annually to students who are enrolled in degree programs facilitated through continuing studies. and you must be currently admitted or accepted for admission in order to apply. And that application is available to you through MyBama through December 1st each year. And scholarships are awarded on a rolling basis throughout the year until all the funds have been disseminated. And there are other scholarship opportunities available through the College of Continuing Studies. I'm sorry, for the College of Education. And now I'd like to share with you some facts about the University of Alabama. UA was established in 1831 as the state's first public college, and approximately 36,000 students attend UA, with about 5,400 of those students enrolled in graduate programs and about 3,500 enrolled in distance learning programs. And we are accredited by the Commission on Colleges of the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, or SACS. The current College of Education was established in 1928 and offers more than 20 graduate degree programs for non-traditional students. Faculty offices and classrooms are located in Graves Hall, pictured there on your screen, and Carmichael Hall. The College of Education is made up of 6 departments, and this particular degree program is housed in the Special Education and Multiple Abilities Department. The College of Education is accredited by the National Council for Accreditation of Teacher Education. As I mentioned earlier, you will receive an email early next week with the information that includes important website addresses and contact information, as well as the link to this recorded session. And this now concludes our presentation. We would love to encourage you to ask any questions that you may have in the chat box at the top left hand side of your screen. Please ask your questions, and we are happy to address them. Candace has a question. Can I take more than 2 classes per semester?
Yes, you can take more than 2 classes per semester. We only offer 2 in the gifted program, but you do have 3 ancillary courses. One is research course, and the one that we recommend, if you've had an assessment course in your undergraduate degree, the one we recommend is VER 500, and that is taught online every semester. So that's one that you could add that's totally online. Another ancillary course that you could take any semester is a foundations course. Those are courses like history of education, multicultural education. And at the university, they are listed by BEF, and then a number, 500 and up. And then a third course is an elective course that you can take. It's anything you want to take that's 500 level and above. We recommend that you take a computer-assisted course that is taught in the summer, online, totally online, and it's also taught during fall and spring. So, yes, you may take more than 2 courses, but again, we only offer 2 gifted programs each semester.
Elise has a question. Am I to understand that courses do not have to be taken sequence?
That is correct. If you started, for instance, in the spring, you would begin after the intro course that's taught in the fall, SPE 581. You would begin after that course had already been taught, but you could pick that course up the next fall. And I teach the SPE 582 class, which is a method class, and I'm aware of any students who has not had that 581 course, so I make allowances for that and give additional support to those students that really you don't really need that much support. 584 is also taught in the spring, and you may take that course before you take the intro course 581. It is a course about twice exceptional students, those who are both gifted, and then they have another exceptionality. For instance, they might be LD gifted, or they might be perfectionists and gifted, or they might be early primary children, with preschool children who are very gifted. So you study all of those different types of twice exceptional students in that course. So you could take it, for instance, also before you take the intro course. The BEF courses, if someone's interested in that. Again, the BEF courses are the foundation courses, and those are the ones that are like multicultural education, and I give you a list of those courses each semester so you can choose from a long list of courses in that particular area.
Pam asks, so the email will have all the info needed as well as a replay. Yes, Pam. The email that we'll send you next week will have the link to this recorded session and a list of resources as well as our contact information. So if you have any questions about the program that you don't ask today, or if you have any questions about the application process, you're welcome to contact us at any time. And our contact information is listed on your screen now. So if you wanted to jot that down beforehand, that we definitely welcome you to contact us if you have any questions at all. And Candace asks, is there any way to complete the program within 1 year?
We have had 3 students since I've been at the university to complete the program or the degree within a year. And they all 3 lived in Auburn and drove. That was back before we started the blended program, and so they had to come to campus almost, well, at least 2 times a month. But again, they were very diligent students, worked very hard, and I think it was a lot because they all taught at the same time, and then they had 3 courses each semester. But as I mentioned, those are the only 3 that I know of since I've been there who have finished in 1 calendar year.
Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, if no one has any further questions, Dr. Newman, would you like to say any closing words to the group?
Yes, again, we're very happy that you attended the webinar this afternoon, and if you have any questions about registration, application, whatever, the more specifics about the courses, please get in touch with me. If you have questions about the distance learning and scholarships and those fellowships, those kinds of issues, please get in touch with Brandy. And again, you have our contact information. I am very diligent about returning phone calls and emails the same day that I receive them. And once we know that you're interested in coming to the university, I do all I can to assist you in applying and in registering and selecting your coursework. So I know that 36,000 sounds like a lot of students, and it is, but we try to make our program as personable and as helpful as we can, especially in the early stages of getting your application accepted and advising you in coursework and helping you apply for those courses. So again, you're welcome to get in touch with me after the session, and I will respond immediately.
Thank you, Dr. Newman. And thank you to all of you who chose to be with us today. Again, I echo what Dr. Newman said. Please feel free to contact us if you need anything at all, and be looking out for that email to come to you next week with this session recorded and the links of resources. So with that, have a wonderful evening, and thank you for being with us.